I love putting on a show. I love the process of starting in the rehearsal room with these people that you're just meeting for the first time and creating something together from nothing. Hi, I'm Lauren Sprague, and I'm a Broadway performer and an adjunct professor of dance at the University of Cincinnati's College Conservatory of Music. I am from Cincinnati, and really my introduction to musicals was watching movie musicals as a kid. We had Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, White Christmas, Singing in the Rain, just like on loop at our house. And that was really where my performance career began, in my living room. But when I was like 8, my sister started doing pageants, and I was like, wait, I can be on stage? I want to do that. And so I asked my mom to get me voice lessons. And that was how she found CCM Prep, which is at the University of Cincinnati. And they have a program there where you can get singing, dancing, and acting classes all on Saturday. So that was where I started. And then in like 6th grade, I was a big soccer player up until this point, and kind of realized that I wanted to do, whether it was theater or soccer, I wanted to focus on one of them because I was splitting my time and energy, and I wanted to do one thing really well. That was when my training really got more serious, and started taking more classes and lessons during the week, and in high school started doing more shows, and doing shows in community theater, and then eventually going to college for musical theater. Got into CCM, which was a dream come true for me, and then moved to New York City and got an agent, started auditioning, was there for about 15 years, and did a bunch of national tours and regional shows, and finally got my Broadway debut in My Fair Lady at Lincoln Center. Then we moved back to Cincinnati, and that's how I got back here and started teaching now at CCM. I am teaching tap in the same classroom that I learned how to tap dance in when I was 8 years old, and then also took tap in college. So it's very full circle, but I feel very lucky. I'm very thrilled to be back. So as an actor, preparation. You have to have, and I'm thinking more specifically for an audition, you have to have everything that is in your control ready to go and so solid. I'm talking about, if you are doing a song, having your music cleanly printed with a start and an end, and in sheet protectors that can move easily. And if you have something cut it out clearly and be able to explain that to whoever the pianist is. You need to know your tempo. You need to know your intro. I see so many young people especially go up and be like, oh, what's my intro? You should know that like the back of your hand, so that when you are so nervous, you don't have to think about it. Also, what are you gonna wear? You should practice wearing what you're gonna wear in the audition room. Practice walking into the room, introducing yourself, saying your name, saying what you're gonna be performing, because those are all things that you don't think about are opportunities to show who you are. And you want to have all of those so well rehearsed that when you are nervous and you feel like you might puke, your muscle memory kicks in and you can lean on that. So when you're breaking down a script and when you're reading it for the first time, I think we always call this the I say, they say exercise, where you'll just get a pad of paper, go through the script, and find everywhere in the script where someone says something about your character and write it all down. Then go through the script and find everything you say about yourself. And write it down. And this is just a collection of things that we know for sure, at least is being said about you. And then you can kind of go from there to figure out what your point of view about is what is being said about you. But that's kind of a way to just get some facts about your character before you go in even further. If you are going into any kind of music, take piano. Because even if you want to play violin, knowing piano, or any instrument really, take an instrument. I think as a singer, being able to read music, being able to understand musicality, and even just if you're looking at a piece of music, it's a roadmap. It will tell you piano, so start soft here, and then it will, have the crescendo, which is like this built-in acting also part of it, that it does it for you if you just actually read the music. I was a swing on the La Cage aux Folles tour and also the Wizard of Oz tour. And if you don't know what that means, a swing is pretty much everybody's understudy. So I understudied 10 roles, pretty much all the ensemble and then a couple principal roles. And my job, I wasn't on stage every night or every day, but if anyone got sick, got hurt, was on vacation, my job was to go on for them at the drop of a hat. Going along with the preparation aspect, there is no time to practice when you're called up. You better know what you're doing so well because there's so many things being thrown at you. And I will also say that a lesson I learned from being a swing was not letting mistakes get me down, like letting it go. Knowing like, oh, I was supposed to be on that number, because there's like a number line, be like, oh, I was on the wrong number. But that's over, that's done. And so me worrying about it is not gonna help. Being okay with that and understanding that's a part of being a swing for sure. And giving yourself grace in those moments. So one thing that I tell all of my students, and I mean from the bottom of my heart, is your power is you. You are the only person in the entire world with your heart and your mind and your body and your voice and your life experience and your point of view. And as artists, we're trying to share our point of view. That's what makes us unique, is that we're the only one who's been through what we've been through. I think it's so important, our mindset around practice. And I'm always saying practice makes progress. If you practice, you will get better, I promise. And even if it's just little by little, if you put in the work, you will see results. And I think it's really important for young people, but anyone starting something new, to give yourself permission to be a beginner and to not know how to do something and to make mistakes and get it wrong. I mean, you'll hear me a lot in class saying, let's do it full out, strong and wrong. And by that, I don't mean do it wrong on purpose, but what I do want my students to know is it's okay to make mistakes. And you gotta do it full out to see where you are and to see what you're doing well and what you're not doing well and what you can improve on. And if you're so afraid to make a mistake or so worried about getting it right or getting it perfect, it's not only gonna stifle your growth, but it's gonna take the fun out of it. There's always people who are there to support you, and you can do it. And you can do it your way, with your heart and your mind and your voice and body, and you are enough. You don't need anything else other than that.